is all a complete diversion. Michael Steele, I was thinking of you, I hope you don't mind, as I watched that news briefing yesterday, because you, not anything to do with spray on hair, nothing like that, Michael, right. I assure you. But you ran the RNC. I mean, you ran the RNC, and as I said, that was not some press conference held at a landscaping firm in North Philly. That was at the headquarters of the Republican National Committee in Washington. They made a statement, this is who we are, here's our logo. Here, this group of people speaking right now, and these arguments that we are making right now, these are the Republican Party, this is what we stand for. It was pretty shocking.
Yeah, it was shocking, and clearly they didn't want to have another Four Seasons, parking lot in between, hair salon and a stripper club episode. So we get the backdrop change, but it also, to your point, Willie, speaks a great deal more to the consolidation of this narrative by the National Party, giving its imprimatur by the use of his space. Now, obviously, the president's still the titular head of the party, so he gets to call that shot. It's his office space, if you will. But there also is the messaging, the broader messaging that goes out to the points that were being made earlier on the program about where you stand in history and where do you want to find yourself as hopefully as a governing majority one day again in the future. With each passing day of this, that becomes harder and harder for Republicans to contemplate. And why? Because Americans won't forget this moment. They just won't. Yeah, you can count on your 73 million, but you've got 78, 80 million people out there, plus countless others who don't stand with you on this, and you have to account for them at some point. I'm not as necessarily as forgiving on the Fox thing right this moment. Fox is making a calculation. Now, you're right, Joe. They're playing a long game, but they're actually looking at their bottom line. They see and they now know, because the story on the streets, no big secret now, Trump is looking to create competition for them. He's looking to create an empire of his own to challenge them. It was what he wanted to do before he became president by accident. So the reality for Fox is now that Trump is calling out their viewers to follow him to OWN or follow him to Newsmax or some other network as a staging to moving them to Trump TV or whatever that platform is. They're now trying to figure out how, okay, we're going to have to try to fill that gap with some center-right folks or others as this audience kind of follows Trump and sort of rebuild and rebrand. So I don't think there's so much giving up on Trump as it is looking at the bottom line and recognizing that he's going to be taking their audience, a big part of their audience, with him. And that, again, speaks to, just as it does in politics, the calculation that these entities are making around Trump, which I think to their long-term detriment.
Yeah, well, I follow Ike's admonition that he doesn't look at what people say, he looks at what they do, and I don't really care why they're doing it. I think it would be great news if there is a financial benefit in telling viewers the truth about what Rudy Giuliani and Donald Trump and that posse of clowns are doing. Then that's even better news. Whatever gets us through this time period, and more importantly, make sure that tens of millions of Americans don't lose faith in the American democratic process simply because there are people who are making tens of millions of dollars lying to them every day about fraud.